Almost winter here in Perth. It's getting super cold overnight in the van. I can't handle it, and it's time to sort out some insulation. So I've been thinking about maybe carpet. I've previously used rubber. And by the way, I will say, I know I've said on a previous video that I wasn't sure if the rubber insulation actually worked at all, but now, after sleeping in the van here in Perth, down to 8 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius, quite a few nights, I have to say, I think the insulation definitely did work, because I remember in my previous van taking it down to Melbourne. It was 10 degrees Celsius overnight and I was fine with just 2 blankets, nothing else. Here in Perth, when it gets down to 10, that's like I'm sleeping with a beanie on, I've got my thermal socks on, I'm really cold, I've got hot water bottles in there. So anyway, today I'm going to walk you through, as I learned for the first time, how to insulate your van using carpet. So I'm here at a carpet warehouse. I bought some carpet a couple of days ago, got the new van parked right here, and I have a plan of attack, but this is the first time I'm doing this, so yeah, I'm gonna show you, as I walk through this for the first time, and so the plan of attack is, well, firstly, let me take you inside and show you what I got. Okay, I've managed to get the van inside the warehouse here, the carpet place, which is good because it's drizzling rain a little bit outside. As you can see, I've cleaned it out. So the plan is to put all the carpet insulation on the ceiling, walls and floor, and then I'm going to put my bed shelf back in and then my mattress back on top. So what I've bought for this job is enough carpet. I've used the tape measure here to measure up the internal dimensions, but I've got a few rolls of carpet, one here, a couple over here, and this one in the middle is actually carpet underlay. I'm going to put down a layer of carpet underlay on the ground. I hope that helps with the insulation. I expect it to. So I think I'm going to start with the roof first, measure up and cut the pieces off that I need, then do the walls and then do the floor last. That's the plan. So I have a tape measure. I borrowed this Stanley knife that I'm going to use to cut the carpet. Obviously you need to buy the carpet. And then I've also bought this contact bond, which is basically like super glue, right? This is good stuff. And a little paintbrush to use to apply that. So the way that contact bond glue stuff works is you need to apply it to the surface that you're putting the carpet on, and you also need to apply it to the carpet. Apparently you need to wait about 5 or 10 minutes, and then as soon as the two surfaces touch, bang, it's super glue and it's not going anywhere. Now this is going to be a bit of a tricky job because it's not perfect rectangles. We've got to cut out that piece there, got to cut out a little bit around that housing. It's I don't know how we're going to go here, but I'm going to try my best. And I did buy some nice carpet actually. It was quite expensive. I spent about 600 Aussie dollars buying some nice wool carpet. And hopefully when this is done, not only is it considerably warmer overnight, but hopefully it also looks nice as well. So first step is I'm going to get the tape measure out and cut off the first piece of carpet that I'm going to try and stick to the roof. And in fact, I might even try and do it in 2 separate pieces, just so it's not so heavy. I don't know, I'll keep you updated as I go, but I think, I'm going to try and cut off a piece of carpet to fit the roof and start there. I've actually cut this fairly small piece to start with, and I'm going to try and stick that right here on the ceiling. And the reason for that is I cut off a piece that was about half the size of the ceiling, and it was just way too heavy to manipulate with just one person and stick up there. And then I cut it into a smaller piece, and that was still too heavy. Then I just cut a strip, and that was still a bit long. So I think it's going to be a pretty big job in terms of cutting and just putting up small pieces, but I'm ready to go. So I've got this contact bond open, ready to rock and roll. So I guess I'm just going to put a little, let's do it right now, a little bit on the ceiling here on the roof. Hopefully it doesn't drip on me. Now the guy that sold me this contact bond said you don't need to put on too much. He said just a a layer that you can visibly see on both surfaces. So that would be on the roof and also on the carpet. And he said, wait about 5 minutes, and then as soon as they touch each other, sorry, terrible filming here, trying to multitask. He said, as soon as they touch each other, it's gonna stick and keep it in place. So I'll see how I go with this first little piece. This sucks. This is gonna take all day. Maybe not all day, but it's gonna take a long time. So just putting up this tiny little rectangle piece here took me, I reckon, at least 10 minutes, maybe longer. Yeah, there's a bit of messing around. It's not easy to get this contact adhesive on the back of the carpet. It doesn't really go on very well. It's pretty easy to get it onto the van, but unfortunately you need to put it on both surfaces. And then there's the additional problem where once you put it on both surfaces, apparently it doesn't stick immediately, and you need to wait sort of, well, I've been told you need to wait 5 or 10 minutes before it sticks, which is part of the delay. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Now, I am gonna have to cut every piece up into a manageable size. So what that means is, I guess the finish is gonna be quite ugly. We're gonna have cuts everywhere, but you know, the visual is kind of a secondary concern for me. The first priority is the effectiveness in terms of insulation. So if it's ugly, I don't really care as long as it's warm. But yeah, I've just done that little piece and I've still got all of this to go. Now the good news is I'm not going to bother with any gluing or contact adhesive here for the ground. I'm just going to throw on the carpet underlay and the carpet on the ground, but I do need to do all of the roof and the walls, and yeah, quite a big job here. So I'm going to jump in and see how fast I can do it. All right, I need to take a break. Apparently I'm in the way of this guy with the forklift. And I'm also almost out of that contact adhesive stuff, and I need to go and buy more. This guy was watching me struggle and he said, why don't you just get some spray on contact adhesive? So I'm gonna go and check that out. That could be a game changer. But I've been going for about 2 hours and I'm not even finished the roof. I'm up to there. And as you can see, it's pretty ugly. I've had to cut it in a bunch of different places. So right now I'm kind of regretting making this decision to insulate using carpet. And right now, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. And if I had to try it again, I'd definitely try the rubber, because that's just peel, stick, super easy. But yeah, I want to give this a chance, sleep in it, see if it's a lot warmer, and then I'll make my decision after that. But anyway, right now, I'm gonna go and get some more contact adhesive. All right, I just came back from the trade supplies shop and I have this spray on. It's the same thing, right? It's contact adhesive spray on version. And I suggested that when I walked in there because the guy here at the carpet place was watching me use the paintbrush and he's like, mate, what are you doing? Why don't you just get the spray on stuff? It'll be much faster. And then I walked in there to the trade supply shop and I said, hey mate, do you have any spray on stuff? And he said, oh yeah, I probably should have suggested that a couple of days ago when you were here. I feel pretty stupid for not suggesting that. So I guess that makes 2 of us. But this is a game changer. Check this out. Oh yeah, that's so good. That's gonna save me so much time. Yeah, definitely should have had that from the start. So anyway, back to work, almost finished the roof. Gonna do the walls and then, yeah, just throw the floor in and we're done. Here we are, 4 hours later and almost there. Done the roof, done the walls, done the back, done the sliding doors as well on both sides. Sliding doors, and also put in the carpet underlay, as you can see here. So now it's just a matter of getting the last bit of carpet in on the ground. I'm not even going to bother gluing it. I think I might glue it on a couple of the corners. I don't know. I'll see what happens when I get it in there. But my plan is just to basically put it in there and then put the shelf for the bed on top of it. The way I'm feeling right now, I don't think this was worth it in terms of money or time, and it certainly hasn't turned out as pretty as I kind of had in mind, just because you have to cut it in a million different slices to maneuver it, and maybe it would be easier if you had 2 people helping with the job, but the way I'm feeling right now, just use rubber. I wouldn't do this again. However, I haven't slept in it yet, so let me give it the overnight sleep test, see how it feels in terms of is it any warmer or not before I make a final decision. Almost done, I've come this far, I'm gonna finish the rest of it. Finally done. That took about 4.5 hours all up. Now that it's done, I'm pretty happy with it. I actually used a lot of the offcuts, which there were significant pieces of offcuts, and I just put them underneath here, sort of double, triple layer in some spots for extra insulation on the bottom, but let's see how it goes. It's nice quality wool carpet, so I am hopeful it makes a big difference. The way I'm feeling right now, I still feel like that was too hard, too expensive, and probably not worth it. But you know what? Let's see how I feel after I sleep in it. Looking pretty good. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm in Dongra, which is about 4 hours north of Perth. Today is the 3rd of July, so it's about 5 weeks since I recorded the first part of this video. But I wanted to wait until the middle of winter. Also, I was away with work for a couple of weeks. I did a road trip for a couple of weeks. I wanted to wait until the middle of winter when I was somewhere pretty cold before recording the end of this video. And that's where we are right now. So I slept in this van last night. I've only slept in this, since recording the start of the video, I've only slept in this van probably about, I don't know, less than 10 times. But last night was definitely the coldest night, excuse me, that I've experienced so far. According to the app, the weather app on my phone, it was about 11 degrees Celsius last night, and it felt like it. I was really cold. Does the carpet make a difference? I'm not sure. I don't know. I think if anything, I'm just guessing here, but I think if anything, it probably delays the amount of time that it takes your body heat to radiate out of the van, or the amount of time that it takes for the cold to come into the van. But I think ultimately you do end up at the same temperature at the end of the day, and it's cold. So last night I was sleeping with 2 beanies on, I was sleeping with 2 pairs of thermal socks on, I was sleeping with this hoodie on, these tracksuit pants on, 3 blankets, and I was still really cold. So I don't know. Do I think it's worth $700 to insulate your van with carpet? No. Would I do it again? No. Do I regret it? No. I'm glad I did it because I get to share that information with you, and also for my own benefit, I get to learn. And look, I don't mind investing, excuse me, I just woke up not that long ago. I don't mind investing in little improvements like this for a van because I'm confident that I'm going to get that money back when it comes time to sell the van, because, you know, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that generally when I sell a van, I like to make a profit or at least get my money back. And in this case, I think the $700 that I spent on the carpet is just going to be, you know, something I can add to the sale price of the van. So I'm going to get the money back. It looks nice, but to be honest, I don't think it's that effective. Next time, I'll probably just use rubber again. I think I did that previously with my Toyota Hiace, which I really liked. Again, I don't know if it made much of a difference. The only thing that makes me think that it might have made a difference is I remember I did a road trip to Melbourne around April, and I remember it was 10 degrees Celsius overnight, and I remember being okay overnight with just 2 blankets. So that's why I think perhaps that worked, but look, it's not great, it's not ideal. I'm gonna look into, firstly, getting another blanket, because clearly 3 blankets is not enough. And also I'm gonna look into getting a diesel heater, which somebody showed me recently. It looks kind of interesting. Yeah, so I'll check those out. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I really appreciate that. If this is your first time here on the channel and you want to see more videos about smarter van living, subscribe to the channel. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time.